Okay, let's take a look around here. A satirical tome about a deluded brother of the Chantry who sought peace between elves and humans. A condemnation of fanatics of both races. It is favored by radical elves choosing to live in Darktown. Okay.
Our scientists think they can change us.
How come you and Wesley never had children? I mean, sorry if that's too personal.
It's all right. I was a soldier and he was a Templar. We knew that our personal lives would have to wait. Distance never mattered. But we ran out of time. It is what it is.
Now that he's gone, do you ever wish?
That's too personal.
Yeah, it is, Bethany. Yes, it is.
I believe you lost this somewhere.
You have done a great kindness in returning this.
That is too personal. But asking a question isn't so bad. I ask questions all the time. That's, though, is probably not one that I would ask unless... that's probably would not ask at all. No, I would not. Well, that's good. He helped a kid. Very good of him. It's a nice and wonderful thing to do. Really appreciate that. It's a good act of kindness and humanity.
I have made this place a sanctum of healing and salvation. Why do you threaten it?
Yes, I'm really threatening it. I attacked you. I've come at you with weapons and swords and shields. Yes, we are a bunch of Templars. Look at the armor that we're wearing. Look at the weapons that we have. Oh, look, we have 2 mages with us. Yeah, that's right. The Templars now decided to recruit mages to help hunt other mages. Yes, of course. We are threatening this by simply coming in here. And yes, this is an area of salvation. You are the salvation of everyone. I really appreciate that you healed that child. That's good work. But you need to learn self-control. You need to learn moderation, and you need to learn prudence. You need to relax. I understand that you're worried about being hunted and so on, but we're not Templars. It's obvious. Let's try to build rapport with this person. Let's try to calm them down and relax them.
I'm just here to talk.
Of what?
The deep roads.
Did the Warden send you to bring me back? I'm not going. Those bastards made me get rid of my cat. Poor Sir Pouncelot. He hated the deep roads.
Maybe his upset is because he assumed that we were Wardens coming to get him back, but still, why would the Wardens hire mercenaries and not do it themselves? It makes more sense that they themselves would come as opposed to hiring mercenaries. He needs to be more cautious. Well, he is cautious. He needs to be more prudent, more measured.
You had a cat named Sir Pouncelot in the deep roads.
He was a gift. A noble beast. Almost got ripped in half by a genlock once. He swatted the bugger on the nose. Drew blood, too. The blighted Warden said he made me too soft. I had to give him to a friend in Amaranthine.
Well, I'm sorry about that. They shouldn't have done that. That was wrong of them. Especially since there are people who are married that are in the Wardens. So that was wrong of them. They shouldn't have done that. But still, think about it. You're a Grey Warden. I know that you're able to. You should have been able to realize that we are not wardens. Why would they hire mercenaries? And presuming that we did nothing threatening. Perhaps he's just paranoid because of all of his running from different things. So, okay. We'll see if we can work with him, help him develop, cool down, give him a place of sanctuary, give him a place of support. We'll work very positively with this guy. What are you doing here?
So you came to Kirkwall just to escape the Wardens?
You say that like it's a small thing. Yes. I'm here because there's no Warden outpost, no Darkspawn, and a whole host of refugees to blend in with. And some reasons of my own.
Okay. He's also prickly. He presumes when I say just to get away with Wardens that I'm mocking it. But I have a right to be prickly too. So let's see what we can do to work with this guy. Soften the edges. He's probably had been on the run a lot, probably been afraid a lot. He clearly means well, he wants to help people. We'll work with him on those matters. We'll try to find ways to facilitate him helping people and being a positive person, like when he saved that kid's life. And just try to iron out the edges. Can people leave the Wardens?
I've always heard that joining the Wardens is for life.
That's only partly true. The hopelessly tainted by the Darkspawn and plagued by nightmares about the Archdemon parts don't go away. But it turns out if you hide well, you don't have to wear the uniform or go to the parties.
Okay. It's nice to know that he's getting cheerful and making jokes and jests. Let's bring that side of him out more, as opposed to the other side. I want your help.
I'm part of an expedition into the Deep Roads. Any information you have could save people's lives.
I will die a happy man if I never think about the blighted Deep Roads again. You can't imagine what I've come through to get here. I'm not interested. Although, a favor for a favor. Does that sound like a fair deal? You help me, I'll help you.
Sure.
Help my expedition reach the Deep Roads, and I'll do whatever you need.
You don't ask for my terms. What if I were asking for the Knight Commander's head on a spike?
Is that what you ask?
You decide. I have a Warden map of the depths in this area, but there's a price. I came to Kirkwall to aid a friend, a mage, a prisoner in the wretched gallows. The Templars learned of my plans to free him. Help me bring him safely past them, and you shall have your maps.
The reason why I didn't ask for your terms is simple. Because I could always turn you down and say no. And you named me for that favor, and I could always bargain it with you. And I wanted to demonstrate that I was willing to work with you, and that I was open, since you seem a bit jumpy and a bit prickly. I personally think, here's what I think though. I think that if I had gone to you, and I had asked, what's the nature of the favor? You would have still tried to turn it around on me. You would have said, oh, so now there's a catch to things. Now you don't, now it's conditional. I thought you said you'd help me no matter what. I think that no matter what I said, you'd have reacted in the way that you did. So I try to be very open and willing to go along with you, and then you kind of try to turn it on me by being kind of skeptical and pushing back. Oh, really? Well, if I'd asked for this? And I bet you that if I'd said to you, oh, well, what if I didn't ask for a favor? What's this favor about? What's it about? You gone, oh, so now you're trying to put qualifications and conditions on this. Maybe you wouldn't have. Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but I wonder. Perhaps I'm wrong, and I don't fully understand, and I'm not giving you the credit you deserve. And maybe you're just understandably, because you've been chased for a long time, or just kind of worried about what might happen to you. Who is this mage?
Tell me about your friend.
His name is Carl Feckler. He was sent here from Ferelden when Kirkwall's circle required new talent. His last letter said the Knight Commander was turning the circle into a prison. Mages are locked in their cell, refused appearances at court, made tranquil for the slightest crimes. I told him I would come.
I can believe that it is, but I want his reaction when I ask him. This is part of why we've done everything in our power to protect Bethany, and why I'm also concerned about Meryl, and why I don't want Bethany to go into the circles, because I want to protect her from this kind of thing. However, I want his reaction.
Are these accusations true?
Ask any mage in Kirkwall. Over a dozen were made tranquil just this year.
That's nuts.
The more people you ask, the worse the rumors become.
Rumors aren't always true, but if that's true that over 12, that makes no sense. That's excessive. I mean, we were kind of concerned this possibly could happen to her, but with Malcolm, our father, helping out Bethany, we didn't have to worry about it. But this, 12, that's excessive. There aren't enough mages here for that, to choose this as an alternative. That's weird. How did the Templars find out?
What do the Templars know of your plans?
I don't know. I had been exchanging notes with Carl through a maidservant in the gallows. Then the letters stopped coming.
Help him escape the circle?
You want to make your friend an apostate?
That's such a weighted term. Yes, Andraste said magic should serve man, not rule him. But I've yet to find a mage who wants to rule anything. It goes against no will of the Maker for mages to live as free as other men.
Evidently, you've never met a Tevinter Magister. Evidently, you never talked to the first enchanter, because I imagine that the first enchanter has some level of ambition. At least some of them did. But seriously, evidently you've never talked to a Tevinter Magister. But yeah, in general, I would say that the overwhelming majority of mages are probably like people in that they don't want to necessarily rule everyone, or even rule that much, but they probably want some level of power and control of their lives. I don't believe that they can live entirely free, but I've always felt that they could use a regulation via phylacteries to let mages essentially live on their own, and that there should be an integration of mages with the Templars as a police force. And they could have a little voting and establishment within the system on the rules and regulations to live by. So I technically, and this is important, do not believe they should be as free as other people. They should be far freer than what they are. More importantly, I want to build rapport with you. I want to see if I can get through to you. And show that I could be your friend, sort of relax you. So that you're not so prickly. And because you do have a lot of potential. You saved that child. You've evidently been helping a lot of people for no money. You seem haunted by some things. So I'm willing to work with you, and I want to work with you. The thing is, yeah, mages do need freedom. Perhaps not the freedom you say, but definitely far more free.
Forcing mages into servitude is not the way to prevent the rise of another Imperium.
That's not usually the response I get. Perhaps we will work together better than I expected.
Who is this mage?
Tell me about your friend.
I've already talked to anyone one
His
more
name
time.
is Carl Feckler. He was sent here from Ferelden when Kirkwall's circle required new talent. His last letter said the Knight Commander was turning the circle into a prison. Mages are locked in their cell, refused appearances at court, made tranquil for the slightest crimes. I told him I would come.
This is part of what I wanted to keep Bethany away from and protect. What is your plan?
How do you plan to break him out of the gallows?
I'm hoping it won't come to that. I sent Carl a message to meet me in the Chantry tonight. Maker willing, he'll be there, alone. But if there are Templars with him, I swear I'll free him from them, whatever the cost.
I will help.
You've convinced me. What's your plan?
I welcome your aid. I have already sent word for Carl to meet me in the Chantry tonight. Join us there, and we'll ensure that no matter who is with him, we all walk away free.
We'll see. I want his reaction if I try to talk to him again.
Carl won't be able to get away until it's dark. Meet me at the Chantry at nightfall.
Very well. History of Kirkwall, Chapter 4. The Theronhold family assumed its foreboding control of the city at the very onset of the Dragon Age, less than a week after Merrick Theron retook the Ferelden throne from Orlais. Since this was followed by a civil war in Antiva, the much-maligned Three Queens era, and a coup in the Tevinter Imperium, many thought that the Dragon Age would bring devastating change. Perhaps this was a hasty estimate, but it was true for Kirkwall. Viscount Chivalry Threnhold was a vicious thug to power through a campaign of intimidation. Don't ever give people names based on virtues or vices. They will inevitably try to break free from them and develop their own individuality. I'm not saying that's why he was a jerk and a monster, but seriously. It's like naming someone innocent and discovering to your surprise that, oh look, and amazement, that they were not, that they lived a degenerate life, a degenerate and cynical life. And his son Perrin, who succeeded him in 914, Dragon was even worse. Taxes were crippling, and Perrin Theronhold used the ancient chains extending from the twins standing at Kirkwall's harbor, unused since the new Exalted Marches, to block sea traffic and charge exorbitant fees from Allegiant ships. Be careful with that. The Empire threatened invasion, following the closure of the Waking Sea Passage, and for the first time, the Chantry used the Templars to pressure the Viscount. Until that point, the Templars had done nothing to counter the Theronholds, even though, as the largest armed force in Kirkwall, they could have. Knight Commander Gulane's only written comment was in a letter to Divine Beatrix III. It's not our place to interfere in political affairs. We are here to safeguard the city against magic, not against itself. The Divine, as a friend to the Emperor, clearly had other ideas. In response, Viscount Perrin hired a mercenary army, forcing a showdown with the Templars. Predictable and stupid on his part. He assumed that they would not maintain their values and integrity, and because he would not in himself maintain any such values and integrity. He assumed that they would act in the same venal manner that he would. So his army stormed the gallows and hung Knight Commander Gulane, igniting a series of battles that ended with Perrin's arrest and the last of his family's rule. Predictably stupid on the part of someone like Perrin, assuming that the other people who are at power there are going to be just as bad as you, and then look what happens. The Templars were hailed as heroes, and even though they wished to remain out of Kirkwall's affairs, it was now forced upon them. Knight Commander Meredith appointed Lord Marlowe Dumar as new Viscount 921 Dragon, and she has remained influential in the city's rule ever since. A key problem with tyrants is their lack of empathy and understanding of others. Indeed, perhaps part of why you become a Templar is your not Templar, but a tyrant, is your incapacity for that. To understand. From Kirkwall, the City of Change, by Brother Genitivi. Quite dreary.
Freedom.
The paranoid are the paranoid.
Those shits better pay up.
The criminal are the criminal. It's not always in their nature, but the more power you get, the more difficult it is to reform. The more power you get, the more your rewards seem tied to your sins and your crimes, and thus the more difficult it is for you to reform. Whereas if you're poor and weak, you generally have more, and you're given different options, you will often pursue those options if they are safer or better. Because oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes, morality and wisdom go hand in hand. Justice and wisdom go hand in hand. Okay. Not always, but often. Let's get this out of the way.
What makes the gang so angry at night? Someone should do something about them.
We will. Soon enough.
I saw Carl go inside a few minutes ago. No Templars so far. Are you ready?
Yes.
I didn't see anyone suspicious out here. Let's do this fast.
All right. I'll handle the talking. You watch for Templars. When we find Carl, just let me talk to him.
Very well. Let's see.
Anders, I know you too well. I knew you would never give up.
What's wrong? Why are you talking like...
I'm
I was
sorry,
too
Anders.
rebellious, like you. The Templars knew I had to be made an example of.
No!
How else will mages ever master themselves? You'll understand, Anders. As soon as the Templars teach you to control yourself.
Not like that.
This is the apostate.
No!
You will never take another mage as you took him.
We'll deal with that issue later. Everybody go. Get away. Everybody get over here, get over here. Get over here. Get over here, 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 get over here. Now.
You want to try? Try.
Evelyn? Okay. Go. Careful.
Strike from cover.
Okay, everybody.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Ready? No, get back.
You get on.
Okay. Everybody.
Let's finish this.
Hey! Hit him. Yep. Alright, everybody. Run. Drink a juice.
Stand back.
Perfect. We killed that guy. Alright, he did it again. Jump, jump. I knew it, that son of a bitch. Much better.
Must finish.
Bethany. Perfect, everybody.
Do you think they're tired?
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna stay away from this guy. Bethany. Alright. We're gonna try something. There. Hit him again. Take this off. That'll increase our damage. Alright. Everybody. Almost got Meryl, but we kept her alive. Good. Thank you for keeping them tied up, Anders. Yep. Here we go. Perfect. Hit him. I could drop a mana potion, but I have to save that. I don't need it to kill these guys. We've got to control our resources. Punch him. Okay.
Anders, what did you do? It's like you brought a piece of the fate into this world. I had already forgotten what that feels like.
But yeah. What exactly did Anders do? Anders doesn't just seem to be fully human. But he doesn't seem to be your typical mage abomination that's possessed by a demon and wants to kill everyone. He has his humanity. Maybe he's got something within him that needs to be controlled. Maybe he needs help with that. So maybe we can work with him on that. Perhaps my more cynical views of him from before were a bit hasty. Maybe part of what makes him prickly has to do with whatever possessed him or whatever power he was associated with. It's almost like he was some sort of avatar of the Fade or something like that. I don't know. And him, he's showing plenty of emotion, feelings, like he's a person. Wait, that's wrong. Tranquil are people. They're every much as people as you or I are. That's a horrible thing to say because it treats them like they're not human, and they are. Or elf, and they are. That was a horribly bigoted and prejudiced thing I said. And I think it's because of I'm afraid of that happening to Bethany, even though I'm very loose, or even now Meryl. So I need to control myself and not show such despicable prejudice. Because tranquil are human beings. If Bethany became tranquil, oh, that would be horrible. I would still love her and care for her. If Meryl became tranquil, I would still care about her. Maybe, but we'll see. And I don't even want that to happen to Anders. Because maybe I can work with him to make him better. Or maybe he is good, but he just needs to have the things roughed around the edges. I shouldn't be arrogant.
I thought the Tranquil were cut off from the Fade forever.
When you're tranquil, you never think on your life before. But it's like the Fade itself is inside Anders, burning like a sun. Please, kill me before I forget again. I don't know how you brought it back, but it's fading.
Carl, no.
Is there no other way?
Maybe we can find a cure.
Can you cure a beheading? The dreams of tranquil mages are severed. There is nothing left of them to fix.
I would rather die a mage than live as a Templar puppet.
I don't think I could kill Bethany if she were made tranquil and came out of it and asked me to. I don't think I could do that to Meryl. But life has never been about moral consistency. Just because I wouldn't be able to do it, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't, because you're his friend. You may have more strength when it comes to this than I do.
My sister calls being tranquil a fate worse than death. Give him peace.
I got here too late. I'm sorry, Carl. I'm so sorry.
Now, it's fading. Why do you look at me like that?
Goodbye. We should leave before more Templars come.
Sorry about your friend, but maybe we can be friends. And through working through friendship, you can develop better. It's too bad we weren't able to help Carl.
That wasn't normal magic you just did, was it?
This is hard to explain. When I was in Amaranthine, I met a spirit of justice who was trapped outside the Fade. We became friends, and he recognized the injustice that mages in Thedas face every day.
A spirit of justice?
And that's different than a demon.
Just as demons prey on the deadly sins of mankind, there are good spirits who embody our virtues.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Spirits of compassion, fortitude, justice.
Okay.
They are the Maker's first children, and they have all but given up on us.
Just be consistent.
The spirit sounds like a useful friend to have.
Yes.
He was far better to me than I have been to him. To live outside the Fade, he needed a host. I offered to help him. We were going to work together, bring justice to every child ever ripped away from his mother to be sent to the Circle. But I guess I had too much anger. Once he was inside me, he changed.
Let me get this straight.
So, you have this spirit of justice living in your head?
It's not like that. He's gone now. He's part of me. It's not like we can have a conversation. I feel his thoughts as my own. Not even the greatest scholar could tell you where I end and he begins.
Fascinating and amazing. On the other hand, it seems like it might be difficult to control, so we will try to help you. The spirit wants justice. I want to protect Bethany. I want to protect Meryl. I do think mages are mistreated. It seems also, compared to many other places, the Templars here are abusing their power. It's different in every tower. Each tower has its own personality and characteristic. Sometimes there are similar problems and systemic ones, issues. But I do think maybe we can work together to help you and to heal you and to ensure that you have control over yourself, and that you and him, actually, you as a new person, can be fine and prosper. So I'm going to be supportive.
This is obviously difficult for you.
I thought I was helping my friend. He would have died, I guess. If that even means anything.
Yes, it does.
And he wanted to help me. He knew what mages have suffered.
You tried to help a friend.
Right, Bethany.
Surely no harm can come of that.
Not necessarily.
I wish I still had your innocence.
Yeah.
There was too much hatred in me. Justice thought he would overcome that. But my anger, when I see Templars now, things that have always outraged me, but I could never do anything about, he comes out. And he is no longer my friend, Justice. He is a force of vengeance, and he has no grasp of mercy.
That's bad. That's bad. Because you need mercy to temper justice. Otherwise, it becomes a tyranny of its own. That is very bad. So we're going to try to work with you, try to help you. Bethany was kind of naive when she said that nothing bad could come from helping a friend. Yes, it can. But we're going to try to work with you and help you. Can you undo this?
Can justice ever be separated
I'm sure
from you?
not.
I don't think so. The only way a spirit has ever been separated from a living host is by its death. The curse is of my own making. All I can do now is hope to control it.
Can you control it?
Can you bring him out at will?
No. He comes only when I've lost all power over myself. It's a madness, a frenzy. I only find out after what I might have done.
No. No. He's too unstable for a romance. Way too unstable. And that would be bad. That would make him emotionally... no. And he's not my type. He has a force of personality. It would have to be his way. And he is mixed up and messed up. So no relationship. Definitely not. But I'll be a friend.
Is there anything I can do for you?
You're the first one I've ever told this. Thank you for not running away. My maps are yours. As am I, if you wish me to join your expedition. I thought I was done with the Grey Wardens. But if you have any need of me, I will be waiting here.
Okay, good. For the moment, not permanently, there's a couple of things I'd like to give you. Okay, I know what I'm going to give him. We've read that. 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 Read that. Take a look at those later. We've read this. Starkhaven, the largest city in the Free Marches, sits on the bank of the great Minotaur River. I may have read it, but I'm not sure. I remember my visit to the city quite clearly. I was taken up the river by a barge, a cumbersome vessel that moved at a stately pace, and disembarked by the city's central square, an impressive space with marble fountains and surrounded by kingly estates. Starkhaven's wealth was truly a sight to behold. A path paved in granite led up to the grandest building I've ever seen. My guide indicated that this was the residence of Starkhaven's ruler, Prince Vale. We supped at the table of my guide's closest friend. I was presented with a variety of dishes from the region. One in particular stood out: fish and egg pie, Starkhaven's most famous dish. 3 deboned fish, caught just that day, were cooked in a porcelain vessel with boiled eggs, dried fruit, spices, and thickened cream, all topped with a light crust. Superb. Sounds very good. From Brother Genitivi. Sounds delicious, in fact. Anders. Magic is a tool, same as a bow or sword. Would you cut off a child's hand to ensure he never wields one in anger? It's a fair enough analysis. Certainly true with Bethany and Merrill. Anders has a rocky history with the Circle of Magi, taken from his family when his talents first manifested. Anders was still a boy the first time he ran away from the Circle. Recaptured and returned dozens of times, Anders was still considered only a reckless scamp by First Enchanter Irving, who thought his easy temper and sense of humor made him no true threat. But during his final escape, Anders befriended the Warden Commander of Amaranthine and accepted an offer to become a Grey Warden. Life as a Warden changed him, introducing him to the free Fade spirit called Justice, who slowly convinced Anders to turn his attention beyond his personal suffering. Infused with Justice's fervor, Anders offered to merge with the spirit in the name of Mage Freedom, starting them both down a dangerous path that turned the purity of justice into the unthinking hatred of vengeance. That's not good. We will try to work with him. We'll see what we can do. But no, I do not want to have a relationship with that. Because what if he comes to abuse his power and his position? We will become his friend. But we don't need to add any more instability to his life or ours.
say the blight's done.
I heard Varric saying you were a Grey Warden.
I was.
I met a Warden once, back in Ferelden. Dagden, I think his name was. Very odd man. He had a marvelous beard, though. I'd never seen one before. I thought a squirrel had grabbed him by the chin.
Oh, I love you, Beryl. You're so whimsical. Your whimsy is so adorable, but I am concerned about your consorting with demons. We have to work with you on that. So let's think about this. My sister is, of these three, the most stable and sensible of them, but she is a bit guileless and naive as well. Anders is possessed by a spirit, but that spirit that he's possessed by has become a spirit of vengeance. So it's not a demon, but it can act in ways that are excessive and violent and dangerous. By contrast, Meryl consorts with demons. She's a bit naive as well, and a bit off, but she's brilliant in other ways, but not so bright in other ones. She consorts with demons. So we've got our hands full. With her, I think a relationship would be better if it could come to pass. I do like her, but I'm not sure. We need to be careful.
Where did you learn your magic? I mean, you know my feelings on the circle, but usually it's the only decent training a mage can get.
My father taught me. He was in the circle once, trained there. But he got away.
You don't know how lucky you were to have someone who loved you and could help you. Most mages would kill for that.
You remind me of him.
To an extent. There are things that do remind me of Father about him, too. Yeah, we gotta work on that. Needs more health. Father would help people like that. Like the child that he healed. Father was never angry with us. He didn't have that hard, angry edge. There was probably a time in his life he did. There were things about his past he didn't talk about. So in that respect, he is a bit like Father. Let's see, Anders. See if we've got anything that you could use. Your equipment is not so hot right now. See what of these things can use. We might as well get them out of there. Before we go in and do anything, Varric sources say that a woman by the name of Mock has been desperately seeking a particular Templar. She's been spotted outside of the Chantry in Hightown during the day. Let me take a look at that. Bring the Grey Warden Master Bartrand at the Dwarven Merchant skilled in Hightown. Okay. Talk to Varric in Lowtown's Hanged Man Pub. Alright. We'll go there. That's not what I was looking for. Items. Let's read about a few of the things we've got. Like the Black Fox's Jerkin. During the merriest part of the night in any tavern in the lands, odds are good you'll hear one of the many tales of the Black Fox. A scoundrel and a hero, the Black Fox's misadventures took him and his band throughout Thedas. He's blamed for many thefts, a few murders, a revolution, and almost a kingdom-wide civil war. But every one of his deeds were designed to thwart tyranny and oppression. The final tale of the Black Fox tells of him and his band searching for the sunken city of the elves deep in the forest of Arlathan, where he parted with this jerk in a less than voluntary manner. Hood's message to the king. He wields a rebel's bow, strung tight against heart which strained too far. It's a tension that can't last, but it doesn't have to, for the cause must be won or lost while passions still burn. It's a powerful template for revolution repeated many times across the free marches. But was it born on a battlefield or in rhetoric? The message to the king is where the stories usually diverge. Sometimes it's a plea for liberty, taken to a tyrant's heart by the point of an arrow. More often it's carried in the clatter of sacrifice as weapons fall to a courtyard's cobbles. It depends on the audience. The young like their victories sudden and violent, while the old prefer something more cautionary. I guess I'm old, even though I don't feel like it. Maybe that Hood is not so much a person as a tactic, ushered to far horizons or the grave's embrace in order to protect conspirators. After all, how many deaths can he claim when one is the typical limit for a common man? But the tales return time and again across leagues and centuries. At a certain point, one hopes the name is symbolic, because allying with such a power would bring its own problems and debts. From Rebels of the Marches, Allegory and Rebellion, forwarded by Philip a Bard. Yarvia's Shank. When the Carter crime boss Barat fell, his lover Yarvia fought off rivals, planting this shank in each of their hearts before she emerged as the group's undisputed leader. For years, Yarvia used a mix of brutality, cunning, and blackmail to grow the Carter's power until it threatened the Diamond Quarter itself. When King Endrin Iduken died, some whispered that Yarvia planned to force the assembly to recognize the rights of Dusters in Orzammar. I doubt. Well, who knows? Others said she planned to overthrow the nobles entirely. The truth will never be known, though. She was killed in cold blood by the hero Ferelden. Well, I don't know if she would have done all these noble things that they claim she would have if the hero of Ferelden had to kill her. Foiled at every turn by... but you never know. Foiled at every turn by the infamous outlaw Lady Rosamund, the ever-persistent Tan Loghain fielded an army to chase the bandit through the Kokari wilds. Eventually, she was captured near Barchamp, bound, gagged, and in chains. She still managed to escape on the first night using thieves' tools concealed in Lee's gloves. To this day, there is an unclaimed bounty on her head of 1,000 sovereigns. We'll read one more. The Rascal Scale by Coinhart. Strangest suit I ever made? The scale for that fool rascal. No second thought needed. A project I wanted to try for years, obvious given my name right, but I could never find a tool to wear as wealth as protection. This one, though, was daft as any surfacer. Oh, it's dwarven, of course, and was paying 2 coin for each that I hammered. And that buys a smile and a nod for any idiot. I guess he's something of a name in his own lands, this rascal, so I can't really question, and I did give him my best like always. Damn lyrium weave left my fingers numb, though. No sword will get through that, I guarantee, but I'll bet his children are born pale. From Tales of the Craft, Masters in Their Own Words, a record of dwarven smithwork. Guild archived. Okay. Come back and read more of that later. For the time being.
The right of tranquility is the whole problem. If they didn't have that to hold over us, we'd have so many more options.
Right. If we want to fight back, or just engage in intelligent debate, they make sure we can't do it.
They're forcing our hands. There's no way to change things peacefully.
There must be something.
If it's tranquility or death, we have no choice but to make every confrontation a life or death struggle.
I know, but There are good people in the Circle, the Chantry. There has to be a way to reason with them.
Not if they take away your ability to reason.
A war between the mages and the Chantry would set us up against almost everyone in Thedas. You'd be lucky to get 10% on our side. And Bethany is right. There are good people, even though they do bad things. And yes, I would fight those good people for her. But a war between the mages and everyone else would be unwise. It would be a disaster. It would be a disaster. It would be a disaster. And that's the sort of thinking. There are different ways of doing it. Even if you have to use force in certain situations. Let's go see what Bartrand has to say.
So, you were in the Circle and ran away? I don't know if I'd be brave enough to do that.
You've been an apostate your whole life.
Exactly. It was never anything I had to work for. Other people always took the risks to keep me free.
You again? What now?
I spoke to Varric about becoming a partner.
Partner? Bloody Varric. I suppose you're the help he promised. It figures. If you see that sodding bastard, bring him here. I want to hear exactly what he's promised, right from his lying mouth. Just bring Varric here already.
I hope Varric didn't get into trouble. That might have been pretty foolish of me. No. Just sell it. The money's worth it. We'll wait on those.
Watch yourself. You don't want trouble here.
You don't have to be unpleasant. Actually.
My only wealth's between my legs, Mother, but you're welcome to that.
You owe us, Isabella.
Well, Lucky, I'll tell you what. Since the information you gave me was worth nothing, that's what I'll pay you.
Me and my boys will get our money's worth, bitch.
Oh, you poor sweet thing. Tell me, Lucky, is this worth dying for? I didn't think so.
I went to meet this lady. That was an incredibly impressive show. She's incredibly impressive. She clearly knows how to take care of herself. She clearly knows how to fight. She's clever. She's smart. And she's also not naive. And that matters because Meryl, Bethany, both lack a certain level of being streetwise. Aveline does have that, but at the same time, she's locked by her sense of honor as a guardsman. Varric, I need more people like Varric to balance things out. And it sounds like Isabella is one of them.
You're new around here, aren't you? Welcome, and keep your wits about you.
Thank you.
You're nothing but tits and arse to the men in this place, and they won't hesitate to grab at both.
Yeah. That's why I wear armor. Good armor. Heavy steel armor.
Thanks for the advice.
Anytime. I'm Isabella. Previously Captain Isabella. Sadly, without my ship, the title rings a bit hollow. You're Ferelden, aren't you? You have that look about you. I was in Denerim not too long ago.
Oh.
You know, you might be just what I'm looking for to solve a little problem I have.
Can't anyone fix their own lives around here?
Must be something in the water. Someone from my past has been pestering me. I've arranged for a duel. If I win, he leaves me alone. But I don't trust him to play fair. I need someone to watch my back.
Okay. Why me?
What makes you think I'm right for this?
You saw me talking to Lucky, didn't you? Those boys couldn't manage simple information gathering. I can't trust the riffraff in this place to do anything right. But you're different.
Okay, thank you for the compliment. Someone from your past?
Who's this person you've arranged to meet?
His name is Hader. We worked together back in Antiva. He's never liked me. He's been asking about me all around Kirkwall. Thought I'd get it over with and meet him face to face.
Very well. What did you ask of Lucky?
You wanted information from Lucky. What was it?
I asked Lucky and his boys to track down something I lost. They failed to do it. It's nothing to worry about, and this is much more important.
Okay. A duel?
Why a duel?
I like duels. It's what I do. And if I win, he'll be dead. Problem solved.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'll do it.
I think I could manage watching your back.
I'll bet. I've arranged to meet Hader in Hightown after dark. I'll meet you there.
Well, she is very alluring and seductive and spunky. She definitely has a lot of charisma. It's easy to laugh and smile with her, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's talk to Varric. Maybe he has something to say about her. I get the feeling that working with Isabella can suck you into things you do not expect.
So, I've been dying to know. What was going through your head when you fought that ogre?
Honestly, I just wanted to protect my family. I was hoping we could save Carver and save Mother and the rest of us and just survive.
I knew that whatever happened, I had to get the others to safety.
But lots of people talk about nobility and selflessness. Generally in the same stories that have magic beings.
True.
Somehow, Hawk, I imagine things won't be dull with you around. Not that I expect the deep roads to be boring, mind you. Constant threat of doom does tend to keep you awake.
You know, I just realized something. Here I am, complaining about how unstable three of my party members of the people I work with are. Meryl, who I find myself drawn to and attracted to, consorts with demons. Anders is possessed by a spirit of vengeance, which may very well be just as dangerous, if not more so, than any demon, including a great power or desire one. And now I've met Isabella, a classic femme fatale, a dangerous, charismatic woman with lots of secrets, probably very dangerous ones. But what does it say about me that I decided, oh yeah, let's work with all three of them, and who knows what else? So let's take things down a notch and sort of joke about it all, rather ruefully.
A lot of things can keep you awake, you know. I wouldn't reach for the doom first.
Sure, I could have a cup of tea in the morning, but I hear it's bad for you. I've spent my whole life in Kirkwall. Dangerous enough most days, but it doesn't compare to the deep roads. So, this will be, let's just call it an adventure, I guess.
Great. Now we're adventurous.
Okay.
I like this bar. Everybody here knows your name.
Varric, you're a scamp. Bit unscrupulous, but in a good way. Far more practical than most of the other people I'm working with so far. But also very stable and pragmatic, and you have a good heart. You're dashing and good. I like you. I'm fortunate to have you working with us. Meet Isabella in Hightown after dark. She plans to confront Hadar. Okay, let's do this for her.
You have to when you're dealing with this lot. Let's see how you like drop men pinching your arm and a lick you up.
Nowhere in my travels, not in the heart of the Imperium nor the streets of Orzammar, have I felt so much an outsider as in Ravain. The chant of light never truly reached the ears of these people. The years they spent under the thumb of the Kunari left most of the country zealous followers of the Qun. Although, if they're happy to follow the Qun, that doesn't necessarily mean they're under its thumb. But resistance to the chant grows deeper than the Kunari War. The Ravaini refuse to be parted from their seers, wise women who are in fact hedge mages, communicating with spirits and actually allowing themselves to become possessed. The chantry prohibition against such magical practices violates millennia of local tradition. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi.
Not if you were the last man in the free marches.
Let's go meet Isabella and help her out. Okay.
There you are. I've been here for hours. Ada hasn't shown up. No one has. I don't like this.
Neither do I.
Maybe he forgot and we can all go someplace nicer.
That's the wench we're looking for. Got her. Now we can fight.
Not the most pleasant person. Oh. Ouch, that was bad. Bethany?
Done and done.
Alright. Ouch. Gotta be careful with that. Yeah, and that's why.
Ada sent... hiding in the chantry and sending thugs to finish me off. Coward.
Yep.
He'll not get away with this. Come on.
Stand. Ready. They come. I've got you now. You go. Me before anyone else. You will fall.
All right. Hit him with this. Perfect. Everybody. Pull back. Pull back here. Pull back. Yes. Archers. Okay. Looks like there were some of these guardsmen pretenders out there.
I can't keep. I'm out of breath. This is wearing on me.
Alright. Hopefully there won't be any more guardsmen pretenders who appear. Okay, Isabella. Alright.
Isabella, should have known you'd find me here.
Tell your men to burn the letters next time.
Castillon was heartbroken when he heard about the shipwreck. You should have let him know you survived.
It must have slipped my mind.
Where's the relic?
I lost it. Castillon's just going to have to do without.
Lost it? Just like you lost a ship full of valuable cargo?
They weren't cargo, Hader. They were people.
Those slaves were worth 100 sovereigns a head, and you let them scurry off into the wilds.
Good for her.
And now the relic's gone too. Castillon won't be happy to hear that. I promise you.
Will someone explain what's going on?
Isabella's been a very bad girl. Ruined a perfect business deal, and then ran away. She didn't tell you?
I told her enough. I said I arranged for a duel, which I did. I also said you wouldn't play fair, which you didn't. We can talk later if you want. Right now, we have other problems.
You know what?
Castillon isn't a very happy person, is he? Maybe he needs a new hobby.
There's only one way to settle this.
That was a good toss. Everybody. Run, run, run. Run, 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 run. Oh, great. Get him. Get him. Now. Yeah, oh boy. Better. Okay. Yes. Whoa. Here. Yeah.
You go. Me before anyone else.
Hawk, go over here. I'm going to try something. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Crap.
I'm sorry, I can't do any more.
Juice it. Everybody. Yeah. Come on. Perfect. Alrighty.
I can't keep.
Okay. Yoo-hoo! Say hello to Puppy. Cedric's okay. You're shooting at me. I don't like that. Okay. Sorry. Gotta watch Shield Bash. This'll finish him. Oh, this again. Great. Everybody. Everybody. Run. 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 Run, 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 run. Okay. All right.
Need to rest.
Oh, great. Everybody. Everybody. Run away.
Oh dear, get more trouble.
Alrighty. Alright, everybody.
What, do you think I'm made of matter? Step back! I only have a little left.
Alright.
Can't keep this up.
I'm sorry, I can't do anymore.
Once we get a little bit more.
Let the must finish. More are coming. I only have a little left. I'm sorry, I can't do it anymore. Do you think they're tiring?
Yeah. Scatter him. Stand back. Oh, never mind. Okay.
I was trying to talk him down. Trust me, it's better this way.
Okay.
Castillon won't hear about me from Hader, but he'll find me eventually. I just have to get him the relic. Simple as that.
Castillon?
Who is Castillon? He's a powerful merchant based in Antiva. I believe he has ties to the Felicissima Armada. I used to work for him. The jobs mostly involved smuggling lyrium, jewels, or the occasional criminal acquaintance. He paid well.
He mentioned human cargo, though.
What's this about you freeing slaves?
I was asked to escort Castillon's cargo ship. I got a bad feeling about the job partway through. Boarded the ship to find slaves. Nearly 200. Elves, humans, children even. It was sickening. They paid Castillon to take them away from the Blight. He took their money and sold them into slavery.
Oh.
Even I know that's wrong.
Yeah.
Didn't expect that, did you, Guardsman?
Good for you, Isabella. Why the relic?
What's so interesting about the relic?
I don't really know what it is, except that it's ancient and worth my weight in gold. Castillon has me chasing it down as payback for freeing his slaves. To be honest, I think he just wants me dead. But that would be letting me off easy.
Well, it's good to know that you did that to help the slaves escape. That's a positive. I mean, I think I can expect the unexpected with you, fairly obviously. And there are hidden secrets, but I don't think you're lying about that. I think you're telling the truth. Particularly given what he said in reference to this kind of corroborates, at least implicitly what you're saying. So that's good. Honestly, Meryl's consorting with demons is probably the scariest thing right now. Lucky tried to find the relic.
You hired Lucky to track down information on the relic.
That's right. He insisted he knew everything that was going on in Kirkwall. He lied. I bet he doesn't even know everything going on in his pants.
Oh, you're a bit of a raunchy Randy lass, aren't you? You were shipwrecked?
Did you end up in Kirkwall because your ship was destroyed?
There was a storm. The ship ran aground on the reefs near the city. I managed to make it to shore. Most of my men weren't as lucky.
Sorry.
Poor sods. I knew some of those men almost 10 years.
That's too bad.
Balls.
That's too bad. I can help you. I mean, there are things I know you aren't telling me, but that's okay. I believe you about the slavers, especially since Hadar appeared to corroborate the key elements of it. So yeah, I can help you.
If getting the relic gets Castillon off your back, then I'll help you retrieve it.
I still don't know where it is, but you'll be the first to know if I hear anything. Anyway, thanks for helping me out with Hadar. I think I'll tag along for a while. There might be something I could do for you.
Sounds good.
And I have a room at the Hanged Man if you're looking for company later.
Well, you are definitely a very attractive, alluring lady. You're very seductive. You certainly have a great deal of dash and elan. You're also mysterious. But I think I need to be careful. I think I need to be prudent here. And I think I need to find stability in that area of my life. I'm not sure. Maybe. I'll think about it. But I don't know. Honestly, of all the people, Meryl is the one who's probably the most dangerous and who we have to be careful of in terms of consorting with demons. In terms of how that could warp her, particularly given her naivete. And Isabella clearly has enough street smarts and common sense not to have to worry so much about that. Well, she could still get herself into trouble. She's a pirate. She does seek adventure. She does seek excitement. And she does, of course, seek personal gain. As any, maybe she's not a pirate, but or at least a privateer. Well, she's probably she's a pirate. For now, let's go back. I'm going to go back to my house and think about all of this. Anything here? I think I'm going to use Isabella sooner rather than later. Try her out, see what her skills are, alongside those of Varric. For now, though, I'm considering going one last thing. Going off to Anzo. This is a cozy little area with a nice little fireplace, a nice little table, chairs. I get the feeling I should meet with Anzo. But before I do that, I think I'll try and speak with everyone at their place of residence, just to see how everyone is doing. First, let's stop at home. Take care of one thing. Take care of something. All right. Yes. Just one thing. It's a thought, but first,
How do you do that? Do what, kitten?
You sort of swagger when you walk. I've been trying, but I trip over my own feet lately.
Oh, Meryl.
You just strut. It's not
Yes.
something you practice.
How do I learn it then?
It comes to you, usually at night. It's like a lover, or maybe a burglar. Either it ravishes you, or runs off with all your jewelry, and you have to run it down and stab it in the heart. And that metaphor got a bit away from me, didn't it?
Yes,
I
it
think
did.
it did, but it was certainly exciting.
Oh, you make a great pair. The both of you together.